Rick Steves could have franchised his travel business into a global tourism empire worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He was offered deals, he turned them down. He built a company that serves one specific audience: independent minded American travelers in Europe, with extraordinary depth and refuses to serve anyone else. The result is a business with margins, loyalty, and competitive defensibility that most growth obsessed operators will never, ever achieve. Let's audit why focus beats scale. Hello, my name is Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin, author of The Unfair Advantage and The Stagnation Assassin on Amazon. But today, we're pulling the leadership file on Rick Steves, founder of Rick Steves Europe, and specifically the strategic focus decisions that built a defensible business by serving one audience exceptionally well and refusing to do anything else. This is not a tribute, this is a forensic audit. Let's see what he actually built here. The leadership stagnation score of the travel guide industry was 6 out of 10 on the corporate cancer scale. The disease was audience diffusion. The largest travel guide publishers, Lonely Planet, Frommer's, Ferdors, tried to serve every traveler type, every destination, every budget. And in doing so, they served no travel type exceptionally. The audience diffusion produced editorial mediocrity across all segments, which created the white space that Steves exploited through radical focus, which I love. Let's look at the forensic audit. What did Steves get right? The audience specification. Steves built his entire operation around a single audience segment: American travelers who want to experience Europe independently, authentically, and on a reasonable budget. Not backpackers, not luxury travels, not families with young children, not cruise passengers. One specific traveler type. The 80/20 matrix applied to audience strategy. Identify the 20% of your potential market that serves your product will serve 80% better than any competitor, and serve them so completely that they will never need anyone else. The vertical integration of the travel business. Steve sells books, publishes a TV show distributed on public television, operates guided tours, sells travel equipment through a store, runs a travel consultancy, and produces travel audio content. Every product and service exists to serve the same audience segment. The vertical integration produces multiple revenue streams from a single customer relationship, which is the recurring revenue architecture that scale focused businesses sacrifice when they chase breadth over depth. The no franchise discipline. When franchise offers came, Steve's calculated the economics of franchise expansion would require serving more audience types to fill tour buses, which would dilute the product quality that justified his premium pricing. He chose depth over breadth, and the result is a business whose customers are among the most loyal and least price sensitive in the entire travel industry. Let's look at the murder board, though. What did Steves get wrong? Steves' business is highly Europe specific on purpose. But the strategic question, whether the model can be replicated in other geographic contexts, has never been meaningfully tested, which represents an opportunity cost that Steves has deliberately chosen not to pursue. From a purely financial perspective, Steve left significant capital on the table by refusing to franchise. That is a deliberate choice with a clear rationale, not an error. But operators should understand that his approach requires the specific governance context of a founder controlled private company, and that the focused discipline he demonstrates is genuinely rare in any other structure. The stagnation verdict here, though: 5 kills out of 5, and we don't do that very often. Within his chosen strategic context, Rick Steves built one of the most coherent and defensible single audience businesses in American travel, and his systematic rejection of growth for growth's sake is a disciplined strategic choice that produced exceptional customer loyalty, superior margins, and a competitive position that no scale player can attack. Study Steves for the discipline of saying no. Study him for the audience specification as a competitive weapon, and study him for the understanding that scale is not synonymous with value. That's it, folks. your forensic audit on Rick Steves. Remember to grab The Unfair Advantage and the Stagnation Assassin on Amazon. I'm Todd Hagopian. There are two ways to build defensible business. You can be the biggest player in the biggest market, or you can be the only player your customer would ever consider. Steve's built the second one. Do not underestimate.